Today class, we are going to discuss about the menstrual cycle. Last meeting, we discussed about the parts and functions of female reproductive system that is needed in reproduction of human beings. The reproductive system of both males and females are designed to ensure the continuity of human race by producing children of their own kind. The parts of reproductive system are consist of the following. We have ovaries, we have fimbriae, we have fallopian tube, we have uterus, we have cervix, and we have vagina. You have been growing and changing since you were born. Your parents carried you around in their arms. You were so helpless before. Then little by little, you learned to crawl, walk, run, talk, and do a lot of things by yourself. You will continue to undergo more changes as you grow up over the next few years. Surely, most of you know that many unusual signs identifying that you are undergoing puberty. The people around you reminds you that these things really happen when you reach a certain stage in your life, and that is what you call puberty. So what is puberty, class? Puberty is the process of body changes that causes a child's body to become capable of reproduction. Because definitely, your body is unable to perform reproduction unless you reach the certain age when the reproductive organs become fully developed. By now, they starting to develop. Do you notice some changes taking place in your body? What are they? Do you want to know it? This time, let's know what are the changes in your body during puberty. Boys and girls undergo changes. They may experience having a pimples. Hair may appear on the parts of their body. In girls, hairs appears to their armpits and genital area, while boys appear hairs on their chest, armpits, and on their faces, hands, legs, and genital area too. Girls also experience the enlargement or the development of their breasts, while in boys, they start to broaden their shoulders. Boys also experience what you call nocturnal emission or what you call wet dreams, while girls start already having their menstruation. So this time, I will show you a pictures. We have a sisters, Modas, Avita, Carefree, and Charmy. So, what can you observe about this picture? Do you use these products? Yes, exactly. Some girls use this product and it's very good. These are all what you call sanitary pad or what you call sanitary napkins, which is very essential for girls during their menstruation period. And I know that some girls are already using these products for their monthly period. And this is something to do with our topic for today. In this lesson, you are expected to learn or explain the menstrual cycle. Number 2, describe the specific events that takes place in its cycle. And then illustrate the phases of the menstrual cycle. Every woman class between 12 to 50 years of age undergo what you call menstruation, which prepares for pregnancy. It prepares for the fertilized egg to settle and grow into a baby. And if pregnancy is not occur, the lining of the uterus on the endometrium breaks down and it will split from the uterus down to the vagina, which is known as menstruation. The menstrual cycle usually lasts about 28 days. During this period, Lot of girls experience drastic hormonal fluctuations like having an acne, experience physical discomfort such as back pain or lower back pain, breast pain, headache, mood changes, increase in appetite, and abdominal pain, which is called the curse of all girls. This time, let's watch and observe the menstruation calendar on the menstrual cycle, how it works. So let's start watching it. So 28, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Oh, look at the process. Look at the uterine lining and the egg cell, how it flows, how it goes. Okay, that's it. So this time, let's now proceed to menstrual cycle. Menstrual cycle can be divided into 4 main phases. So take a look at this diagram. So as you can see in the diagram, we have number 1, the menstrual phase, number 2, the follicular phase, number 3, the ovulation phase, and the last one is the luteal phase. So let's discuss this one by one. So the first one phase in menstrual cycle is what you call the menstrual phase. This is from day 1 to 5. So this commonly referred to as your period or the woman's monthly bleeding, yung buwan ng dalaw ng mga babae. Next is a process that occurs in a woman. Then this lasts for about 3 to 5 days. So, ibig sabihin nito, the first day of your menstrual cycle is the day 1 of your period. So, this is the regular discharge of blood and other materials from the lining of the uterus and occurs on a 1-month interval from puberty until menopause except during pregnancy. This fluid may be bright red, can be a light pink, or even brown. So on this period, menstrual blood, or also known as what you call menses, is occur. So next, menstrual phase. So during menstruation, some eggs begin to mature in the ovaries. As the egg develop, the surrounding cells release the estrogen hormones into the blood stream. So as you can see in this GIF class, so ang pathway ng blood is from the uterus, it goes through the cervix, it goes again to the vagina, and out through the vaginal opening. So this fluid may be bright, yung kulay nung paglabas ng mga menses could be bright red, it can be light pink, or even brown. So menstrual phase, this is the time when you may have cramping and abdominal pains. These cramps are caused by the contraction of the uterine and the abdominal muscles that help in expelling the menstrual fluid. Kaya minsan nararamdaman nila yung pananakit ng puson ng mga girls. So we have a trivia here. So the first menstrual bleeding of a woman which occurred during puberty stage is what you called menarche. And did you know also that at the age of 40 and beyond, menstrual cycle stops? So what does it mean? So this will now result into what you called menopause, or nag-stop na yung pagmimens ng mga babae. So when woman get its menopausal stage, she is no longer capable of conceiving a baby. So take note of that. Na once na menopause ang babae, kahit nagtatalik na yung mag-asawa, the girl could not conceive a baby, hindi na siya mabubuntis. Next phase is what you call the follicular phase. This is from day 6 to 13. So what does it mean? So in this phase, the lining of the uterus starts to grow or proliferate due to hormone estrogen. So medyo magi-start ng mag-develop yung lining nung tinatawag na uterine lining or what you call the endometrium. So as the estrogen level increase, menstrual bleeding stops and the lining of the uterus thickens in preparation for receiving the fertilized egg. So the increase in estrogen also causes the pituitary gland to release a hormone that travels to the ovaries and causes the most mature eggs to be released. Ayan. So one of these egg cells start to mature in a sac-like structure called follicle. So makikita doon sa ovaries, and that is the follicle. So magi-start ni siyang mag-mature yung egg. Okay. So this is the picture of what you call the follicle. So each follicle contains an egg. It takes 13 days for the egg cells to reach maturity. As the egg cells matures, each follicle secretes a hormone stimulating the uterus to develop a lining of the blood vessels and soft tissues called endometrium. The endometrium starts to develop to receive the fertilized egg. Late in the follicular phase, only a single follicle will release an egg. So take note of that, only one. So next phase is what you call the ovulation phase, or this is in day 14. So lalabas na siya, mag-ovum na. So in the regular 28-day menstrual cycle, the ovulation usually occurs on day 14. So day 14, yon. The pituitary gland secretes a hormone that causes the ovary to release the mature egg. So i-release na niya, papakawalan na niya. So sino ang may kakagawan nun? Hihigupin ni fimbriae. Check natin later on. So the release of egg is swept into the fallopian tube by the cilia of what you call the fimbriae. Fimbriae are the finger-like projections located at the end of the fallopian tube close to the ovaries. And the cilia are the slender hair-like projection on each fimbriae. So yun yung fimbriae, yung parang daliri dyan. So siya yung humihigop nung follicular na ilalagay niya doon sa fallopian tube. Ita-travel niya dahil sa paghigop ni fimbriae. Another one, when the mature egg or the ovum is released from your ovarian follicle to the nearest fallopian tube during your menstrual cycle, ovulation occurs. As the egg moves down to the fallopian tube, over several days, the lining of the uterus continues to grow thicker and thicker. So, kakapal ng pakapal na yung uterine lining kasi nga, as I have said, always, nire-ready niya yan na baka merong na-fertilize na egg. Okay. Another one, the egg then travels into the uterus. It takes about 3 to 4 days for the egg to travel toward the uterus. If fertilization is to occur, it must happen within 24 hours of ovulation of the egg's life lapses. Ayan. Next, the last one is the luteal phase. This is from day 15 to 28. So what does it mean there? This phase starts on the 15th day and lasts up to the end of the cycle. After ovulation occurs, the follicle develops into a hormone-producing structures called the corpus luteum. The corpus luteum is a yellow structure in the ovary that produces estrogen and large amount of progesterone. So this hormone signals that the uterus to thicken. So siya yung reason kung bakit lalong kumakapal din yung uterine lining. So the walls of the uterus thicken with many blood vessels to provide nutrients for the coming baby if in case a sperm fertilizes the egg. If the egg cell is not fertilized, the thickening of the uterus breaks down and comes out of the body through menstruation. So kung walang na-fertilize na egg, the egg cells there, the blood tissues there surrounded in the uterus or the uterine lining or the endometrium, it will collapse and it will break and it will proceed as a menstruation. So with this, the menstrual cycle repeats itself. For females who have normal periods, the cycle is repeated for weeks or 28 days. So paikot-ikot na lang yan. That is why it's a cycle kasi pabalik-balik, paulit-ulit lang na nagagawa. So this time, let's now proceed to what you call the problems. The problems that occur during menstruation. The first one problem is the PMS or the premenstrual stress. What does it mean? So before each period, men and women also experience different problems like headache, irritability, nervousness, fatigue, crying spells, and depression with no apparent cause. Diba? Yung mga girls natin, kapag meron silang menstruation, irritable sila. Akala mo kung buntis. Akala mo yung mas malala pa sa naglilihi dahil nga sa kanilang mga nararamdaman. Because of this, what you call premenstrual stress. Another one is that they have what you call dysmenorrhea. So ano naman tong dysmenorrhea? So during the first 2 days of the period, some women may also experience severe menstrual cramps called the dysmenorrhea. It is not a serious disease, although most teens experience severe cramps. If pain really interferes with schoolwork, you should see a doctor. So pag malala na yung pananakit ng puson, you should already consult a doctor. And then the next one is that you have what you call amenorrhea. So what does it mean? So is a term used to describe the lack of a menstrual period or yung hindi ka laging dinadatnan ng dalaw. There is an abnormality of your hormones. Bakit hindi ka nagme-mens every month? So it is not normal, healthy when you miss a menstrual period. So the most common reason for a young woman to miss a menstrual period is pregnancy. Kasi alam naman natin na kapag hindi nagme-mens yung babae, ibig sabihin buntis na. Pero it doesn't mean na kapag hindi ka na nagme-mens ay buntis. Yung iba, abnormal yung kanilang pagme-mens or irregular yung kanilang menstruation. May something sa kanilang hormone. So, there are other reasons that include emotional stress, weight loss, and abnormal hormonal balance. So, a woman should consult a doctor if she frequently misses his period or if it occurs less often than every 35 days. So this time, class, for you to understand more about the menstrual cycle, I prepared a simple illustration on the menstrual cycle. So the first one is this. That is the first picture. The first picture here is what you call the menstrual phase or the phase 1. In here, the uterus sheds its inner lining. Ibig sabihin, it will, or the tissues on the lining of the uterus will collapse or break down, which is what you call the menses or the menstruation. So, tandaan yan. Yan yung first step. Next step, we have what you call the follicular phase. So, in here, as you can see in the picture, the endometrium or the uterine lining begins to develop. Oh, tignan niyo yung arrow niya, yung endometrium begins to develop, 'di ba? Parang meron ng may mga something na dugo-dugo na dun sa paligid. Oh. Why? Because dahil sa hormone na estrogen na 'yan, nire-ready niya na baka magkaroon ng tinatawag na baby or may mabuo, may ma-fertilize na egg. So aside from that, it starts also the egg cell to mature. Yung egg cell na yon, yung tawag na dun is what you call the follicle. So yan yung follicle. So next step, we have what you call the ovulation phase. This is happen on the day 14. So with the help of what you call the fimbriae, yung parang daliri dyan, which the function is to sweep the egg cell, yan na yung magki-carry into the fallopian tube. Siya ang hihigop, pinupunta na niya sa fallopian tube. So take note that yung paghigop ni fimbriae ay hinog na ito yung tinatawag na what you called ovum. And after this phase, aside from that, as usual, yung uterine lining ay nagtitiken, lalong kumakapal na naman. And then, next phase is what you call the luteal phase. So, in this, it will lead to the last phase na, which is the luteal phase. So, in this phase, the follicles starts to develop corpus luteum. Yan, yung yellowish na yan, a yellow structured found in the ovary na nagtataglay yan ng estrogen at maraming progesterone. Ano yung role nung dalawang yon? So, yan yung role niya is siya yung magpapakapal doon sa uterus or what you call the uterine lining para ihanda yung bahay ng bata na magsisilbing maging nutrients ng baby if in case an sperm fertilize the egg. So, and then after that, kung wala, anong mangyayari pag wala? Pag walang na-fertilize na egg, it will go back again to what you call menstrual phase. So, paulit-ulit na lang na ganun ng ganun yung proseso. Kaya tinawag na menstrual cycle. So, this time, we have a life lessons here. So, the question is, girls, how do you take care of yourself when you are menstruating? So, every girl has her own menstrual cycle. She should take care of herself. She should keep herself clean. She should take care of her daily shower. A warm shower is good. She should sleep well and rest and should not play active games and do vigorous exercise when she is menstruating. But this does not mean that she should act sick during her period. So it's not totoo na kapag may menstruation ka, kailangan hindi ka pwedeng magbuhat, hindi ka pwedeng maligo, hindi dapat ganun yung maging sitwasyon mo. So, we have a healthy tips here for girls during menstruation. So, during the menstruation period, the blood and tissues of the uterine lining and the unfertilized egg flow from the uterus. The flow leaves the body through the vagina. A girl having a menstrual flow should practice some hygienic habits. She is advised to use a sanitary pad or napkin. It will absorb the menstrual flow and help prevent stains. The pad and underwear need to be changed as often as necessary. She should wash her external reproductive organs with soap and water. So yun yung mga paalala, yung mga healthy tips. Another one, girls should not engage in extraneous activities of lift heavy objects such as activities can cause the uterine muscles to stretch unnecessarily. Some girls may experience some discomforts such as abdominal cramps or what you call dysmenorrhea, heavy flow, and premenstrual syndrome or the PMS. A number of symptoms of PMS include headaches, weight gain, and tension or depression. Aside from that, we have also another healthy tips. So this time, let's have an activity. All you have to do is below are the phases of the menstrual cycle. Read each statement and rearrange the letters of the jumbled word to form the correct or to form the word described in each item. Like for number 1, after ovulation occurs, the follicle develops into hormone-producing structures called the corpus luteum. So that the answer will be? Okay, next one. If you have regular 28-day menstrual cycle, this phase occurs on day 14. What is this? It's up to you. Next. In this phase, the lining of the uterus starts to grow or proliferate due to hormone estrogen. What is this? Next. It is a woman's monthly bleeding, commonly referred to as your period. I know, you should know this one. Okay. So this time, let's have a short quiz. So all you have to do is to choose the letter of the correct answer. Which phase of the menstrual cycle is being explained by the statement below? Good luck!